Hey, welcome back to the January house. This is Mike. Thanks for checking in. Today's video is a what sold video, a few items that sold recently in my stores. So let's jump into it. All right, first up is this Ghostbusters figure. This is Prime Evil. I picked him up in that large haul at the live auction, $2.40 cost, and I sold him for $22 plus shipping. All right, next is a part. This is a part to a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles play set, the Sewer Layer. I didn't have the complete set, so I broke it down and I've been selling them by the piece. And this one is going overseas with the global shipping program through eBay, and I sold it for $34.75 plus shipping. All right, next up is an item I bought in a table lot of items at the live auction. It's a Gorham silver plate flatware set. It was kind of a throw-in with a number of other items, and I was talking to my buddy John, who does my auctions with me on Sunday nights, and he said, you should look up that pattern. It'll probably sell on eBay. And it did. I had it listed and I put it on sale, and it sold for $25 plus shipping. All right, next I sold a tool. It's a mini snap-on flathead screwdriver. I got this at the live auction in a large toolbox lot. It was pretty dirty, but I cleaned it up and I sold it for $6.50 plus shipping. All right, next up is a Thundercats figure. This is Panthro. Got him in that large action figure haul at the live auction, and I took an offer on him and I sold it for $13.45 plus shipping. All right, next up is a pretty cool sale. If you're not familiar, Stephen King at one point wrote under a pen name of Richard Bachman. In the early days of his writing, Stephen King did a little experiment. He wanted to see if the books were selling because of the content of the book or because his name, Stephen King, was on the cover. So he used the pen name and he wrote a number of books under the pen name Richard Bachman. And if you ever find one of the original Richard Bachman books for sale, they go for very good money. This is a paperback version of a compilation of his first 4 Richard Bachman novels. So it's called the Bachman books. A lot of good stories in there. There's one book in this set that's called Rage. And if you ever find the book Rage in hardcover by itself, you should definitely pick it up, especially if you can get it for a really good price. It's about a high school kid that commits a school shooting, and Stephen King actually pulled all copies of the book from the shelves after the Columbine incident. But this was my personal book, so I had no cost into it, and you can see here it was very worn. I've read this book many times and it wasn't in great condition, but it still sold $34.95 plus shipping. All right, next up I sold some jewelry. This is a Jonette. I hope I'm saying that name right. It's a frog pin brooch. I bought a large lot of jewelry at the live auction, and I sold most of it on my YouTube auctions. But I thought this one was cool. I put it up for sale on eBay by itself, and it sold for $10 plus shipping. All right, next is an interesting item. This is a desk knife or letter opener from British Airways, the Concorde plane. And if you're not familiar, the Concorde was this like supersonic jet that could go from London to New York in like 3.5 hours. It was super fast, but it was pretty expensive, and they don't fly it anymore. But I picked a number of aviation items up at the live auction. This was one of them, and I couldn't find really many comps on this item in particular. I think there was one that sold a few years ago. So I started an auction on eBay. A lot of times if I can't find recent comps or any comps at all, I'll start an auction and just see what happens. So I put this up for auction for $29.95, and I didn't have a best offer or a buy it now option available. And shortly after I listed it, I got a message from a buyer, and he says, hey, is there any way you would give me a buy it now or best offer option? And the reason he was asking was because he was part of the original flight from London to New York. He was a cook. He sent me a picture of himself on the Concorde and told me he was trying to collect various items from the Concorde to add to his collection. And I really had no cost into this thing, and I threw out a number of $90. He said, would 84 work? I said, absolutely. So I sold this for $84 plus shipping. All right, next up is an Oxy Angel personal air purifier. And you can see here I used a stock photo. because this thing was new in box, and the box was pretty plain. There was really no picture of what the item looks like. Here's the box by itself. I very rarely use a stock photo. I don't like using stock photos, even on new items. But I felt like I had to use this stock photo to show what the item inside the box actually looked like. And I picked a number of them up at the live auction. This one sold for $24.99 with free shipping. And then finally, I sold this original Xbox console only. It doesn't work, it doesn't play the discs, it powers on. I picked it up in a Facebook Marketplace deal last year. It was a huge lot of consoles and games. And the guy said, look, I'm not testing them. I don't know if they work or they don't work, but he gave a good price. So I picked it all up. This one didn't work, but I listed it on eBay and I sold it for $19.95 plus shipping. And that's all I have. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button for me. Leave me a message in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more great videos. Thanks.